Yeah, 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 aye.
Hello everyone, it is I, Sunny Secular Gen Xer, from the website sunnyseculargenxer.com. I also found on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and even TikTok. Yes, TikTok, where I can get silly and have fun and watch everybody else. Thank you for joining me for another video. And yes, it is that time. The time for me to bring up subjects that nobody wants to bring up. As a matter of fact, I have a playlist that says subjects that needs to be addressed. So we're going to put this one in there too. And this title, matter of fact, I don't even have a title right now. When I do figure it out, I'll put it for this video. Let's think about this for a minute. We'll call it inclusiveness, being inclusive. What are we going to say? I don't know. Okay. We'll call it being inclusive. All right. So here we go. There is something that is going on in the, I don't want to call it a movement because it's not really a movement. Circle. There we go. Circle. In the secular circle. Say that one 5 times fast. Secular, humanist, atheist, agnostic, whatever kind of title, the nons. There you go. Everybody in one. The nons. All right. So, in the circle of nons, N-O-N, there seems to be something that I've noticed is going on, and I don't like it at all. Now, mind you, I am one of those people who, I call myself a watcher. The reason why I say watcher is because, as being an introvert, people are comfortable, we'll use that word, comfortable talking around me, saying things that probably shouldn't be said. I've gone through this my whole entire life, even as a kid, teenager, up until adult. It's because I don't say nothing. Just because I don't say nothing doesn't mean I agree with you. It doesn't mean I disagree. It just means I'm listening, okay? I'm going to listen to what you have to say. I'm going to form my own decision, and then you'll find out what the conclusion is sooner or later. Now, my bad trait is I will hold stuff in until I can't take it no more, and then poof, it just all comes out. So, it's time for this to come out. And I know you're like, would you get on with it? All right, so here we go. There seems to be a problem in the community with non-intentional division or segregation, whatever you want to call it. Now, me and others get along with everybody. We include everybody. We have no problem with including everybody. We do acknowledge that there are certain problems within our own community, speaking of the Black community. Those problems are going to be addressed one by one, little by little. The problem that I'm seeing is in the circle of the nons, there seem to be cliques going on. And when you have clicks, certain clicks, it's kind of suspicious because, no, I can't say suspicious, but I just want to know how come more people aren't included. We have nuns that are Hispanic. We have nuns that are Native American. We have nuns that are from India. We have nuns that are Black. We have nuns that are of all different ethnicities. But in the circles, when I'm saying circles, I'm meaning YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not on Facebook, so I can't say Facebook. But the circles that, I travel in, I'm noticing that the Caucasian nuns, they will collab with other Caucasian nuns, have videos with other Caucasian nuns, endorse other videos of other Caucasian nuns, invite their friends to follow other Caucasian nuns. They're sticking together, which there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, we are looking over the fence like, hey, fellas, can I play? Can I get the ball? Can you pass me the ball? We're the last ones on the team being picked. And I want to know why. Why are we the last ones being picked? What are you doing? We're supposed to be a little bit better than that. Now understand, you're going to have problems no matter what group it is. I understand that. People are people. Just because you agree on one thing does not mean you're going to agree on all things. We notice that because some nuns have problems with vegans. I don't have problems with vegans. I don't have problems with vegetarians. And I'm not going to make comments about them. You eat what you want to eat. It doesn't matter. But all I'm saying is, when it's already a division between the nuns and religious, why would you make a division within a division? And I spoke about that on my Twitter a couple of days ago. So what I want to do is I want to not only address what's going on, but to give encouragement for my people of color. When I say people of color, I'm not talking about just Black. I'm talking about all people of color. For my people of color, I want to give encouragement. But I want to specifically mention the African Americans. Why? Because nobody else is doing it. So, even though my videos don't go viral, even though my Twitter posts don't go viral, even though my Instagram not going to go viral anyway because it's locked. Yes, I have to see who you are to follow me, yes. But anyway, I'm just a small person. I'm a small potato, small YouTuber, whatever you want to call it. But that doesn't mean I can't give shout-outs when shout-outs are due, when shout-outs are needed. Now, where's this coming from all of a sudden? I don't think it's really all of a sudden. I think it's something that I've been seeing for a while. I guess what brought it out is today, one of my favorite YouTubers, Aaron Ra, he had someone on his video that I saw today. And it was a new person. I've never seen him before. And even though the guy is not polished, he still had me laughing. He had some great points, and it was things that was like, okay, I can see that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you making sense. The guy's name was, and don't laugh, it was Suck My Opinion. He is Suck Opinion on Twitter. He has a YouTube channel. He's cool. Well, I mean, his content is cool. You know what I mean? I don't know him, but his content is cool. And one of the things that kind of like irritated me was my nosy butt. I always go into the comment section just to see. Some YouTubers, they're getting in a way where they saying, oh, well, you know, I have too many comments, so I don't even read my comments. I think that's a mistake because sometimes people have questions, especially, you know, if they're following you and they're on the verge of leaving religion in the first place. They may have questions. They may want to contact you. They may want to know your email, or they just may want to have a conversation to get to know you. And if you feel like you're that big that you can't answer comments, that's kind of like, okay, so now you acting brand new. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving right along. So when I was in the comments section and he was interviewing, you know, Mr. Opinion, when Aaron Ra was interviewing Mr. Opinion, there were people in the comments and they were like, I mean, I understand we have trolls, but there were other nons and they were saying things like, oh, well, he's trying to make you feel bad for him. Oh, well, we all have these kinds of problems. Well, you don't have to work at one of the comments? Oh, one of the comments was like, oh, you don't have to work in a low income job. It's called get an education or put some applications in. Oh, it was something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Because Mr. Opinion had already said about the area that he lived in. He said about the type of environment, you know, where he, you know, was raised and everything. He already mentioned that. So for you to say, oh, well, you don't have to work there, get a better job, that's like stupid as I don't know what. Like, why would you even say that? You're not in that person's shoes. You didn't grow up in that area. It just, to me, it just shows your privilege. And when I'm saying privilege, I'm not saying, well, just because you're a certain color, you got privilege, even though that is going on too. But there are different kinds of privileges. Like, if your parents had a little bit of something and you know, went on to school and then you got a little bit of something and you made connections while you were in school with maybe professors or whatever, then you're not going to understand somebody who didn't have any of that. Unless you're walking in that person's shoes, you can't say anything about what that person does. And it would seem like to me, if you would just volunteer somewhere, like, you know, I've done a couple last year. I haven't done any this year because it's January. But last year I was out there and I was feeding the homeless, and we had certain days where we went out there. When you go out there and you see those people and you see the families, you don't just go up to somebody that's, you know, homeless or a family and say, why don't you just get a job? Like, what you think they doing? Just don't make sense. But anyway, let me get off of that. But what I noticed was in that comment section, it was the same thing that I repeatedly see on other comments, on other videos, and even in person. Like, for instance, I'm going to give an example. Last month, I had the pleasure of going to a sort of a speech, and Mandisa Thomas was there. If you don't know Mandisa Thomas, she is the owner of the Bnonbelievers. It is, let me look on my paper here because I wrote it down, Bnonbelievers on Twitter. And you can find it on Instagram as well. But she came out here to where we are, where I live in Arizona, and she gave a nice speech and everything. And the title of her speech was something that was supposed to be like attention grabbing. You know what I mean? And she even explained why she had the title and everything. Well, while she was talking, now mind you, besides Mandisa and a couple of other people who were also guests, it was only me and one other person who was African American in the whole crowd. So, yeah, that kind of irritated me too. But anyway, while she was trying to give her speech, there were a couple of ladies, older ladies, behind me. Now, I'm Gen X. So if I say older, then you know they had to have been boomers or whatever was before boomers, because I don't know the lineup. You know what I mean? But they were either boomers or older. And they were like behind me. Mandisa was talking, and they were like, as if they were sick and tired of her talking, and she had just got up there. So it wasn't like she was there for hours. She had just got up there and the huffing started. And I didn't turn around. I just wrote in my notes. I had my little phone out and I was taking down notes because almost everywhere I go, I take notes for reference for later on. So they were huffing. One of them said, "Wow, her name is really hard." Mandisa is hard. Okay, you don't want to say her name is hard, but we're not going to go there. Then Mandisa was talking about her neighborhood and where she grew up. Well, here you go again, just like in the comments section of the other person. They're right behind me and they're saying, everybody has hard times. Well, everybody gets threats. Well, that happens to everybody. You can't just, for once, you can't just be quiet long enough to hear another person's story and then form an opinion, or just shut the hell up and listen to what somebody else has to say. You don't know what that person has been through unless you listen. But like I said, the same problem that goes on in these comments section are the same problems that's going on in person. And I just feel like the empathy is gone. You're not listening and you're not wanting to make a way. And because you're not wanting to make a way and be inclusive, it's causing something to happen that we don't want to happen. Now, like I said earlier, Miss Mandisa Thomas, she is over the Black Nonbelievers. Even with that title, people are like, well, why do you have to have a Black Nonbelievers? I thought we were all supposed to be together. We are. But who doesn't invite everyone to the party? You're not even passing us the ball, like I said earlier. You're not acknowledging us. Nobody's doing collabs with us. You're not saying anything about it. And it's not everybody. No, it's not everybody. I've seen some YouTubers who I consider allies because I've seen Black people and other races of people on their videos. And then there's some that you see none. Not one person of color, not one Black person, not one interview, nothing. But we all make comments on each other's videos, on Twitters. We all support everybody. But sometimes you'll get people who won't even acknowledge you. They won't say nothing. They'll have 20 comments and will respond to all 20 except for yours. And you're supposed to not say nothing. It's not going to happen like that anymore. So you know what? We're going to start this. We're going to do shout outs. On YouTube, I'm shouting out right now. Starting with my favorite, Comparative Reasoning. They are on YouTube and they are C_reasoning on Twitter. Check out their videos. Next person, Free Thought 08. is on Twitter. Suck My Opinion on Twitter and YouTube. He is Suck Opinion on Twitter. We got EdSaulters, EdSaulters on Twitter. We got SecularClothing on Twitter. She was she has Skeptic Nikki on Twitter, and somebody closed down that page. Then somebody closed down her other page, and now she's SecularClothing. I don't care how many pages get closed. If she bring up another page, I'm gonna follow it. I have MalikLendell on Twitter. MalikLendell. I have Adropwx on Twitter. We have FadeBeautiful on Twitter. EbonySkeptic on Twitter. I have to spell the next one. Sikivuhutch on Twitter. We have ExCultBaby on Twitter and YouTube. Like I said earlier, Bnonbelievers on Twitter and Instagram. Mandisa is Mandy0904 on Twitter. My Instagrammers, BrownSunflowergirl does fitness. Natalie.Deanna, DeAnna on Instagram. AffinisHumanity, I ordered one of his t-shirts. He's on Instagram. That's spelled AFFINIS and then humanity. ElleRenee is on Instagram. I have Brina.DaVegan. It's DaVegan. The next one I have to spell. She's also on Instagram. I'm sorry, did I say Instagram for Brina? Brina's on Instagram. The next one I have to spell. MissUhlouchee. She is on Instagram. She always makes people mad. I like reading her comment section. Beautiful Black Atheist is on Instagram. I think she's on Twitter too. WOCBeyondBelief, which is Women of Color Beyond Belief, on Instagram. Legit, which is LEDGE_IT on Instagram. Tony Baker 79 on Instagram. XJW5th, he's on Twitter and Instagram. On Instagram, it's going to be EXJW_FIFTH. Now, the reason why I'm putting everybody out there who are people of color is because we don't need the divisions, but we do need to have a community. If you find yourself coming out of religion, if you're fresh out of religion, or if you've been out of religion for a while, you still want to have community with like-minded people, with people you could connect with. Everybody doesn't have the ability to find a support group in their area, or some people don't have support groups in their area. Or if there are support groups in the area, guess what? You may be the only Black person in the whole group, like I am. So we can share each other's pages. If you do share any of the pages that I have mentioned, of course, I'm going to put everything in the description box. Let them know that I sent you. Say Sunny Secular, Gen Xer sent me. We can follow each other. We can comment on each other's content. And we could just be there for each other. If they're not going to let us in, we may have to just break some doors down. As the Rodney King said, can we all just get along? That's what I'm trying to do. Get everybody to get along. Comment below. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, 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 yeah,